Hi, Mauro.
Hey, how's it going?
All good.
Nice, nice. Let me see. It's working. Sort of.
Oh, new haircut.
Yeah,
Looks nice. Looks good.
thanks, man. I every time I was giving a demo, I looked down and the long hair get in my hair, and then I had to do this. But because you have the thing to talk, it's problematic. I was like, just got it. I love it, but just got it. Yeah, hey guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello,
Summer
folks.
haircut.
I saw some activity from William on ticket, so I assume he will be joining. Let's wait a bit.
What? There's an users changing UID again? No.
Hmm. I think it was an edge case. Let me see. Oh, no, that's an old ticket from 2024,
Good morning.
which we... Hey, good morning, William.
Hey, William.
Hey, guys.
Okay. I think we're all here, so if you want, you can show the board on this time.
Yes, sorry. Where is it? Share. Share. Allow. Yes. Alrighty. Welcome to the Kairos Planning meeting, and not just planning, catching up and yeah, office hours all together. Um, Anything someone wants to bring up before we start looking at tickets? Anything important? Any updates? Mauro, you've been in some events. Maybe you want to
Yeah.
say something about that?
I put the summaries. These were most of them smaller events, but I think overall very positive experience. I feel it's a completely different audience than 3 years ago when we started reaching out to people. Now the questions make more sense, even from people who haven't done the transition. In I think we get more value from doing the events. That's what I'm trying to say. Plus, I see more likelihood of working together with interesting projects. I was in Lisbon on Wednesday, and there was a talk by, what's his name? Sorry. I just remember his first name is David, from a company putting 4G and soon 5G services. So on satellites. So you can imagine they need immutable operating systems, and they do it their own way. And hearing that there is some framework like Kairos that allows them to continue with their choice of operating system was very interesting. So hopefully we'll stay in touch, and we might have Kairos on space. That would be pretty cool. But just to rectify that, I think our approach of being a framework is still very, very valuable on top of having Hadron. And yeah, I think a lot of people will still like that. Yeah.
I would be very interested to hear from their side because being in space means they have limited bandwidth and all. So one of the
Yeah.
problems with atomic upgrades is the size of the images, and that for every upgrade you have to, uh, bump the whole image. But on the other side, I guess they're not connected to the, to the internet, so they have less attack surface. So maybe they don't care to update so much, but it would be interesting to hear from their side how they manage with the small images and all.
I made the exact same question, like how do you do this? And indeed, they don't worry because it's air gapped. And the challenge is that they can only SSH for 10 minutes every hour or every other hour, something like that. So it is a bit of a problem, but I said it would be interesting, even if Kairos wouldn't be the solution for you, it would be interesting to hear how we can solve those problems. Yeah, indeed. I think you get way harder problems at that level of edge.
Yeah. Nice, very nice. All right. Unless there is something else, let's jump into it. From what I remember last week, a little bit short week for me. I'm not sure what happened on Friday. I was off. We didn't have any new releases last week. Am I correct? Maybe on Hadron. I think we got a Hadron release. I think. Am I correct? No.
Hadron was, it says 2 weeks ago.
All right. Okay. So no new releases. So we'll see what we've been working on in under review and all. Let's go through the done column in the meantime. Try to bump systemd to that's the latest version, I assume. And it was not merged from what I saw.
It
Anything
was.
blocking it? So we bumped it.
Yeah.
Worked.
Yeah, I had a good look and check all the release notes, and it seems like they didn't affect us.
What do we get from that? Do we have any new features we can use?
Not really. Not much that also give us that we can take advantage of for now. I mean, more PCR stuff, more things that are measured, which is always good, but nothing big.
I hope the naming of the files didn't change again.
No. Not many changes, to be honest, between 260 and 261 that affect like generic stuff.
It's good that we bumped then. I mean, if it doesn't break, it's really good to stay up.
Well, it probably broke somewhere because I merged a couple of days ago 261.1. So they already released .1 patch.
Okay. All right. Adding a binary to Hadron. It was a request, I think. So I assume
yes.
fine.
So to use the cctl apply system and whatnot to apply stuff in real time, we don't have cctl. We have systemd cctl, which is not exactly compatible, and there are no plans to make it compatible. It's more of because systemd needs that, and it cannot guarantee that it's everywhere. So they use their own stuff, but yeah, it's not a drop-in for cctl stuff. So we just added cctl to it.
And it works on all architectures and
yeah, just 500K.
And muzzle.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Very nice. Okay. Provider queue button feedback report. I think this was done a while ago. We just closed it.
Yes, just closed it, and I referenced the provider Kubernetes. I also got the release, the latest release, and I have added some issues that I want to tackle this week for stabilizing it. But yeah, it's in the issues to do. You will see it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, remind me if I forget. I guess they went to the bottom of the column somewhere. No, the other to do. You mean the GitHub issues list? Okay, we'll see it there. Right.
Yeah.
Copy integration with Cube, Vit, and now delegate machines creation instead of waiting to reach out. That's a part of the cleanup of the stories.
Yeah,
not
I'm
mistaken.
putting comments in all the. There are a few that I've closed that are as implemented, and there are a few that are partially implemented, and others that I need to work on. So doing that cleanup. Yeah.
Okay, if there is anything we need to discuss specifically for one of them, let me know. Otherwise, I'll go quickly through them.
There is only the one, the bare metal one is partially implemented, but not what the way it was opened, the way Ettore opened it. It specifically goes over integration with AuroraBoot, the old bare metal life cycle through NetBoot or a Redfish. That now we have all of, I think we have all the components now and we can implement it. So that part is not done yet. And yeah, maybe before I go to set it up, maybe it's interesting to discuss how we see that implementation to happen also with the Kairos operator. I have an idea, but we can talk about it.
On another ticket, I guess.
Yeah, it's the ticket 3762.
Infrastructure bare metal fleets. Okay. Loads of text.
Yeah, this is at the bottom. My comment.
Oh, have useful resources. It's been there for a while. Self-contained Kairos infrastructure provided the issue described is not built. What is missing? Cap M, that's for metal 3.
Yeah, that's
So
done.
what? Okay, still not built. What do we have? The Kairos native infra provider. What we discussed, we might build at some point, right?
Yeah. Yeah, is Kairos acting as an infrastructure provider itself? So then there is to be the wiring for the machine pool state, and the whole NetBoot with AuroraBoot or Pixie or Redfish. That all wiring has to happen.
So the standard. So from the CAPI side, there are some requirements to make. There's something that makes an infrastructure provider. There's things you have to build. The minimum feature set, I guess. So is it all covered by being able to net boot a machine?
No. So we need to the user should be able to have to define how his or her infrastructure is provisioned, is deployed. So if there is AuroraBoot, when there is a Kairos at play, the user should say, okay, my infrastructure is booted via NetBoot or is booted with is provisioned via Redfish or some other way, right? The infrastructure provider that CAPI is using, so the abstraction that is being used by Kairos, is it provided by AuroraBoot or not? At the moment, is not provided by with AuroraBoot. So you would have the you would say, okay, I have my infrastructure is CAP M3, let's say, and I have these bare metal hosts, and I use Kairos, and I say, okay, I want K3s, K0s, or QADM, whatever it is, and Cluster API and Kairos will provide the bootstrap provider and the control plane provider. We miss an infrastructure provider because that wasn't in scope at the beginning. Of course, now it is. It's done. So we have to say, okay, if someone comes around and wants to build a whole line with Kairos, how can the infrastructure be built from scratch? What AuroraBoot can provide me as an abstraction tool, and that can be Redfish, can be NetBoot, let's say we don't want AuroraBoot to know anything about the hardware. We just want to have, we don't just want to provide an the HCP, and AuroraBoot should even provide the PKCS that we can do, right?
Is that the only way? Because at that point we didn't have the concept of a pool, a machine pool. The latest AuroraBoot UI kind of introduces that. Of course, it's not like vanilla machines with nothing on them. They already have Kairos on them, but they can be repurposed and reset to whatever you want. So in a way, this is a pool of machines, and it has an API as well. So that's something new we didn't have back then when we discussed that. I don't remember exactly from there what the infrastructure provider should look like, but I think the concept of a pool was something we were missing. Like you say, hey, I have these machines, tell me what you want to do with them, right? So that's kind of what AuroraBoot does nowadays, almost.
Yeah, so we have it. Yeah, so it's I think that all the pieces that we needed, we have it now in AuroraBoot, and we also have definitions. We have also the Kairos operator, which could also be used to create definitions.
What we don't have is a new state. So as I said, you need to put Kairos on the machines first, install it before you can repurpose them. For a first iteration, maybe it's acceptable. The other thing I don't know is maybe Tore knows, because I've only seen.
Sorry, well, why do you say that we don't need we need to have Kairos on the machines? I don't think so.
There's no intermediate state like in Limbo where the machine is just booted maybe on a live CD and you can talk to the AuroraBoot API and say install this. You first install.
Yeah, we have. Now we have it with Redfish.
Yeah. But that's. I was thinking that maybe we can base the whole infrastructure provider on the new AuroraBoot API, make it a requirement that, hey, put them in the pool of machines AuroraBoot sees. I don't have AuroraBoot running now, but you remember, maybe I should bring this up. Give me a second. Maybe it's not too far from AuroraBoot web. Yeah, maybe. I've cleaned up my, what? AuroraBoot local, I don't believe it. AuroraBoot, not the local. Give me the build one. Yeah, kept using my local build. Oh my god. There it is. I can do this, sorry, and then I can say AuroraBoot and oopsie. There. But it still has to pull it. So on the left, at some point, you're left with some images. It's rather big. 8080. So what I'm saying is, if we support the infrastructure provider supports both Redfish, net booting, the AuroraBoot API, isn't that more complex? You have three things, three ways to provision machines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should start with one. And what I'm wondering is if the AuroraBoot API allows you to control all the aspects of it, because I've only seen it working from the web UI. So I thought maybe can you control every step of the process of building an image and booting it like you do here? Like you go, give me a second, I need this password there. All right, so you go here, you have your nodes, right? I don't have anything yet because I haven't built anything. So the process from the web UI is that I build something. I'm not going to do that now. And then it appears under my nodes, and then I can, I think I can reset to whatever I want. So is every step of this process possible through the API, repurposing machines? If yes, maybe we should base our infrastructure provider on this API.
Yes, this is an API at the end of the day. So you can use it as an API, and this is just a React UI on top of it. So yeah.
Okay, all the steps, the building, the resetting, the API has all of them. I think we have a, how do you call it? The documentation, the Swagger thing. Yeah, no.
Yes,
Swagger.
it's in API docs. There is a button on the navbar at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Groups, nodes. All right, so William, I'm bringing this up just to, in case you didn't have it in mind. So, but maybe we can have a separate call and play with it a bit, and yeah,
That would be
decide.
pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, that was
Maybe-
my I did play around with AuroraBoot a while, and that was my thinking is that there is the whole wiring is already there. I mean, the whole part from AuroraBoot is already there, so it's only a matter of the Kairos, the concept of infrastructure provider just consumes AuroraBoot API to provision, define, and upgrade machines. So that was my whole idea. But I think there is also a play with the Kairos operator that we can use for versioning the machines. I don't know. I'm thinking.
Then keep in mind that there is an open ticket.
Yeah.
To make the operator the building backend of this UI. So right now it builds here. So if I start a build, it's going to build inside this container, but that's an interface, and there is a ticket to implement another, to implement an implementation anyway, to create an implementation of that interface that actually uses the Kairos operator to build machines. If the building is the part you're interested in, the building of images, that will be covered by that ticket. So you can still talk to AuroraBoot to do the building without really caring how it's going to be built. If you're talking about the node operations, the node up and node up upgrade, I don't think we ever discussed that, but I feel it's also possible because here there's I don't have any nodes, but you can say reset this node, and that can also happen through the operator. So if we decide that's the way we like it, that the operator is a backend and you can control all aspects of resetting and creating artifacts and everything through the AuroraBoot API, then we do it this way. I'm thinking maybe we are creating way too many ways to consume the operator now, because one API is obviously the YAMLs, the declarative manifests, right? That's also an API. Now we have an API in AuroraBoot. I think that's it. That's all we had.
Yeah. Now that you are saying it the way you and it makes me think that maybe it is we are creating too many ways. So maybe the idea is either because it sounds a bit redundant, because the rebuilding and repurposing and all these things can be done just from AuroraBoot. It doesn't have to necessarily trigger the operator. So
it's actually circular, right? So AuroraBoot is the backend of the operator as well. Let's not forget that. The actual building in the end happens inside a pod which is running an AuroraBoot image, which is calling the AuroraBoot binary.
Right.
So it's going to be, eating its own tail.
Yeah. Yeah. When do we? So I don't know if this planning call is the right place to talk about. When do we want to see the moment and discuss it?
We can have a call later today. I'm not sure if this should be in public. I don't expect other people to participate. I mean, we don't see people here right now.
Right.
But we could even record it, or maybe we can just create nodes and share them with everybody. But yeah, I don't think we have enough time in this call to, get to every detail of it. But we need to design it, on a high level correctly, so we don't go in circles. It starts becoming a little bit complex. So AuroraBoot calls the operator calls AuroraBoot again. We have multiple APIs. We should decide what the user story feels like and write it down before we implement the missing pieces. So William, maybe if you have availability today, we can jump in a call, or sometime later this week. I will be off of the next week and the week after, so
Yeah,
only this week I'm gonna be here for.
yeah, same for me. If we are available to do it today, yeah, for me it would be ideal for me. Yes.
Definitely, yeah. Just send me an invitation and I'll join. I think I have quite
Yeah.
a
Who
free
else?
day today.
Who else wants to join?
I would be interested to hear that.
Okay. Ichaka, Ettore?
Yeah, me too.
I'm interested, but I'm a bit busy, so I'm not sure if I can. Just add me.
Okay. You never come to my calls. So
No, it's personal.
Your lame parties, William.
I can go. You just, if you take care of my 3 children here at home, I'll go to your meetings. No problem.
Okay.
All right. So we extracted this conversation to a new call. Let's continue then. Control plane provided for copy, that's there already. Document the use of layered plugin Kairos docs, that was the last week's thing under review, which got merged. Just documentation, which is this. That's the ticket. That's the PR. Investigate. We investigate. Oh no, that's a system D260. We're past that.
Yeah. So this was a very I was gonna say old 2 weeks ago issue when bumping to system D260, QEMU both in Arch 64 and RISC. I had an edge case when calling a system call, it will just segfault. It was all QEMU issues. The guys from post-market also find the actual issue. Between them, systemd and us providing stuff, they sent a patch to upstream QEMU, and it's now fixed. It just needs for QEMU to release new versions and everything that uses QEMU to update. So, for example, if we use buildx in the CI, we will not hit that because I sent the patch also to this multi-arch buildx container image. I can't remember the name, QEMU static multi-arch, whatever, and that's updated. But the default QEMU, for example, in the Ubuntu workers will just segfault. So that's why we had also so many issues with RISC-64 in the CI, because we were doing cross-arch builds in there, and it's fixed on QEMU. It will just take time to.
That's pretty cool, man.
And we can't enable the pipelines before they fix it, right?
We can't do RISC cross-arch because we will hit this. Although Mauro did a really nice workaround in which we one-up the cache before hitting this in cross-arch, and then we just do native build for the part that breaks. So that's really nice. But then we hit another issue with RISC-V, and we were trying to release, so we had to disable the pipelines again.
Yep.
All right. How do we track this? So the other issue we faced is it fixable? Can we at some point enable RISC-V again?
I think if we don't have pressure to release, I'll start to get back to it. Yeah.
Right. Allowing secure registries, that's done. Multiple pull requests to enable that. That's the operator one. That's the documentation about all the things in Kairos agent, AuroraBoot, and operator. So cleanup continuation, Redfish phase 1, GoFish deploy core. That was done, William, I guess.
Sorry, I was distracted.
Just the Redfish stories. These are all previously done that you cleaned up. Okay.
Yeah, those were all the issues that I opened to work on the Redfish integration.
Okay. Redfish. Okay. AuroraBoot install agent script.
While doing the demos, I hit a few bugs on AuroraBoot, so I opened issues. This one was about the call home functionality. Somehow the end of file was
Wrong line.
in the same line. Yeah, so I don't know why. Sometimes it was working, like I saw it work with Hadron, but it didn't work with Ubuntu, for example. No clue.
Oh. Is it fixed?
Yeah, now it should be fixed.
All right. And released, I think, because we got a new release of AuroraBoot recently, at least. Kairos SDK installer contract. That's us, the Kairos agent, using our new way to bring up the installer. So we extracted the TUI part in a new binary, and this is the thing that wires it up. We onboarded Will Cram. He's now a contributor in Kairos, correct?
Yep, very cool. Welcome, Will.
Nice. Welcome,
Thanks for
Will.
your contributions.
And keep them coming.
Yeah.
Grabbing associates through. That was the fix to enable what I just remember I didn't document anywhere, but you let me know if we need to. So there is one hack you can do when you cannot get Kairos running on a machine, full image of it. It happened to me in a rescue console. I couldn't get Docker to install there. I think it was in Hetzner, I think. And then you cannot actually follow the takeover instructions we have in our docs because you cannot spin up a Kairos image. But who cares? You can actually wget or curl the Kairos agent from our releases and run Kairos agent manual install with whatever OCI image you pointed to. As long as you have internet connectivity, that should work. And that used to work for a while until we made some change and we broke it, and this is actually fixing it. The only problem was that it was looking for some grab files instead of looking them in the paths of the OCI image the Kairos agent downloads. It was looking in the rescue environment, right? It couldn't find them. I think it was some libraries or something. So this is fixing it. So you should now, or at least when the Kairos agent gets released with this fix, you can still use that hack. If that sounds too technical, maybe we don't need to document it, and we only use it in special cases when someone asks for workarounds. It's kind of hackish, or we can document it in some expert section in the docs. Let me know. Option field kind of requires multi-select control. That was something missing in the installer, right? Handle option field. I don't understand. I remember it was we had to select multiple
the one
things.
from Nyanyu, no? I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't remember which option it was.
Yeah.
It was toggling
So this is
multi-select.
Yeah, this is from the hook stuff in the pre-install, the small framework that we added so they can add different things. So the idea here is, like we do with the K3S and providers and so on, you send an event saying, okay, I'm on the pre-install, please give me what you want me to show to the user. And then the plugin should send you back a response in JSON saying the type also of
The
widget.
field.
Yeah, the widget you want. Yeah, so a selection, a string, a simple string, text string, and so on. So it seems like the multi-select was not working because it was not wired properly on the keyboard loop, which is such a pain in the ass to do in Bubble Tea.
Which Bubble Tea, by the way, has a pending PR to bump it to a major release.
Yeah, this one, but we're not doing it because we moved the installer, right? So.
Yeah, but that's still in Bubble Tea, no? Ours.
Yeah. But the Kairos installer is just the example, right? It's not.
Okay.
It doesn't need anything. I mean, AI couldn't do it, so I'm not sure if I could do it.
You have to put it in auto mode and give the instruction to try harder. And then you go for a coffee.
The problem is that it thinks that it's working and that it's okay, but it's not. It just keeps failing everywhere.
That's because you are testing it too hard. You have to also pretend it's working. All right, I'm kidding. Codex meetup in Ghent. You have lots of meetups in Ghent, Mauro.
Yeah, it's getting better. It's getting better. But last week was pretty full. Yeah.
That's about AI, this one?
Yeah, that one is about AI. Met with someone from OpenAI, actually. It was interesting to hear how they approach coding. Yeah, but nothing special on the Kairos side. Off the Radar was interesting for Kairos, mainly because I heard of one unicorn we have here in Ghent, and they were talking how they are a SaaS company. So normally SaaS are rarely bringing hardware on-prem, right, to the customers. But because of AI, because of the costs of tokens, because of the sovereignty, because of data privacy, they are installing 4 H100s boxes on their customers. Well, they are testing this now. They will roll it out soon, but apparently they even have a list of people interested, and that's where I think Kairos would fit perfectly well, because their traditional job, right, was not maintaining this kind of infrastructure, but now they will have to maintain it, and probably other companies will start doing the same. So I think I don't know. It would be ideal if we could get feedback on something like this, and how Kairos or even AuroraBoot, right? Like in your dashboard, you could see those machines grouped somehow. I don't know what is the way that they plan to manage them, but yeah, just to say that I think there's a lot of room for Kairos to grow in that area.
Yeah, it reminds me a bit of those NASes from Synergy, and where it's a hybrid between software and hardware. So they give you the box, like it's a black box. You don't care how it works, and then you log into some interface and you control it from there. We'll probably see more of it with AI. Yeah.
Another really good talk I had during that event is so Jasper is one of the contributors. He's working at IMEC Labs here in Belgium, and they are doing a lot with AI. And apparently other projects within IMEC want to start doing the same. For what I understand, they already have the hardware relationships, but they want to start kind of shipping, how can we say, like this package of this model on this hardware using this OS works well. And that's where Kairos could be a good fit. So we're already collaborating with Jasper, so hopefully we can also collaborate with them. That would be pretty good for us, especially for the incubation, in my opinion. Let's see.
Yeah, and you're doing a very good job, Mauro, with all those connections and identifying exactly where Kairos fits. Very good job.
Awesome.
PKCS 11, that was something contributed. We reviewed and merged, I think. What does that enable now?
So we added support for the PCR keys to be on a hardware device, right? So you just connect your USB with your hardware keys on it, and you don't have to touch the keys. It will just sign it with them. So more secure than having some keys in there. But the rest of the keys were not supported. So this was just about making them supported. So now every type of key that you need to sign a UKI for, you can use a hardware device for it.
Any type of key, sorry.
Yeah, so secure boot keys and the measurement keys for the UKI measurements. So there is, let's say, two types of keys, right? The secure boot ones, which are 3 keys, PK, KEK, and DB, and then the measurement keys, or you get, which are another type of keys. So you used to be able to just use the measurement ones via hardware. Now you can use all of them via hardware.
Nice.
Very cool.
Is it documented? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was saying if it's documented or not.
I'm not sure if the existing key stuff is generic enough that it covers both of them. So at first, because we did this with my own key, and I only had support for one key, I just added that and just tested that. We were waiting for someone else to test this, to see if it worked with all types of hardware, because we just checked with one. So we never went further on this. We probably need to follow up to see if the documents mention just one of the keys or all of them. I don't know.
Yeah, it would be cool to be able to suggest which ones we have tested and for people interested in buying hardware for that. Yeah, cool.
They put a comment here. Should we create another ticket to follow up with docs?
So on the docs, it doesn't really say anything specific to that key. So I'm not sure.
But it should know. Otherwise, how do people know it works?
Yeah. I'm just not sure. It's just.
Yeah, let's.
It just says using a hardware key for signing, and it shows how to generate the keys in the hardware with a Nitro key, which was the one that I had. It doesn't. I don't think it says how to use. Oh yeah, I found it. So only secure boot. It's mentioned in the docs. Yeah, we need to expand that to all of them.
Okay, I'm putting a comment so we get email notifications and don't forget.
Yeah.
All right. SRE Day in Lisbon.
We talked about that one in the beginning, so we can skip.
No.
This one is about another failure I saw in AuroraBoot was the where we save the Kairos agent. So it was working for Hadron, but not for Ubuntu. So there's already a fix also mentioned.
Nice. That's the fix.
That's together, yeah.
Wrong links in documentation. Someone mentioned it and contributed. Let's actually give attribution. Who was it? It wasn't me. No, it wasn't me. No, I didn't. What on earth? It was on Slack, I think, and I opened it and fixed it. Yeah, okay. We discussed run without boot. That's that's an addition in the SDK to be able to consume. Correct me if I'm wrong. Consume it in the interactive installer, so we don't mess up the output, but still be able to add debug output to the installation process. Let's write it to some file. Is that correct? So right now it can actually write all the output to some file without messing up the output the interactive installer expects. Correct? Ettore, maybe?
Sorry, can you repeat? I was distracted a bit.
Yeah, I'm saying this run with output was just an addition. So now the interactive installer can be used with debug output sent to a file. That's this fix, right? So does the user need to enable something specifically? Is there a checkbox for debug output or?
No, it's not merged yet, but basically when when the installer fails now, it will automatically go into a debug page where it shows you an URL where you can pick up all the logs. And it offers also like a USB copy menu. So if you have a USB drive, you can put the USB drive in there, and with the menu you can copy the logs in there. So it's mostly to make it easier.
That's this
and then,
one,
yeah,
and this pair. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So that one, it's tied to it, so it could basically catch all the logs of the installation, of the running
All right.
of the command.
Okay. So this is supporting this one. And by the way, I made a comment in this one, the installer one, since we are already discussing it. Maybe we can have a command to do it without the TUI, the terminal UI, because sometimes the terminal UI itself is the problem. Fonts, whatever, right? So if you are to collect debug information, you should better do it with as little requirements as possible. So the code is the same. Maybe we can just wire it in a manual command to simply grab a tarball, right? And nothing else, no TUI, no nothing. Okay, good. POSIX safe import script and phone home registration. That's a fix.
Yeah. Another bug was it's because different systems provide different shells, and we were calling SH. Some of them you might say SH, but you're actually running Bash. And the ones that actually ship SH was broken. Yeah. So
okay.
it was an interesting.
And we assume Bash. Okay. That stick hardening, it was a, I don't know, many things in it. I'm not sure if there are multiple tickets and I should skip this one to see the specifics, or maybe Chaka, you want to give a quick recap of all the things we did for stick?
Yeah. So for this ticket specifically, there is a big ticket, which is not this one, that covers like the whole thing, all the nice, good ones. Yeah. And this one was only the ones that have like a low changes, let's say. So enforcing SSH default configuration, cctl default configuration, enable kernel sync cookies, disable all the legacy net stuff, and making sure that login devs are more in line with the recommendations. So these are basically configuration files only.
They're by default in the latest Hadron then? There's nothing the users need to do for that. All right.
No.
And there are more things left in the top level ticket?
Yes. There are things that we probably won't do, like USB stuff. Like it by default, it wants us to block USB stuff, which means how the fuck do you boot from USB and install from USB? That part is more for install system, in which you use USB card, which is kind of a whitelist, blacklist for USB devices, which is really complex. And that part, users can implement it if they want. They just ship the software and the blacklist and whitelist. And then there is a couple of PAM stuff, like modules and so on, which we also probably won't do because they don't affect us. Like there is a PAM set up for minimum password complexity, but we use zip, right? So that runs over the password, for example, which uses that PAM module and whatnot. So it just doesn't make sense in our case. So this is still open because we have to check further with all the invested people in this and know if we can close it already or do we want to add more and whatnot.
I assume if we are not working on it, we can simply close it. And if all the remaining items can
for
be
me,
implemented by the user,
Aitor, can we close it directly?
Yes, I think so.
Nice.
But I'd rather put a comment in the closing, like not just close it like that, but if you can put a comment down there saying, what should I say? I can write it now.
we implemented the parts that affect Hadron directly.
This one, right? Copy link.
It should be in there in the ticket, I think.
Okay. We already we implemented some parts of it in Hadron. The rest is up to the user to implement in how they do it in cloud configs or what in their derivatives.
In cloud config.
Yeah. Also maybe derivative images and cloud config files. Closing this. Okay.
Nice.
Feel free to add more. That's done then, and go back here. Add support. We discussed that. Oh, did we? PC assigner? No, that's supporting one for the other one above the PKCS 11, or is it?
Yeah. Because it affected GoUki5, which is the underlying library, and AuroraBoot, which is the consumer of it.
All right. Okay. Wrong links we discussed. Attach a report of package versions in the release notes. That's a new thing. That's a JSON file generated by the build process and uploaded in the release notes. But did I see a UI around that, or is not something we announced yet? I think I saw something while on vacation. Tori, you shared it somewhere, showing what Hadron is composed
the components.
of, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, the components. It's now, if you go into the hadronlinux.io, yeah.
They are
that is pretty
very
cool.
nice, man. Can I get an export of that? There is a JSON. I can download it. Nice.
Even for the tags. So if you go
you make
back
me
to
wonder if the versions match. Should I compare? Do these match these? They consume the same file, I assume, right? All right, okay, very nice. And these are all the components? Everything included in Hadron as binaries, let's say, or packages?
Not only the one included, there is also the compiler there. I mean, it's all the versions that we use. It's not only the runtime. You know?
Nice.
Boom then.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And commit, and how many components, and I can switch to all the tagged versions. Where are these hosted? This is in our docs repository. It's committed in our docs repository, right? That's where it gets it from.
No, yeah, it's actually in Hadron itself, in the Hadron repository. This part.
So if I change the version here, it's a statically built website, and
Yes.
I think this site is built in from our docs repository. So I assume these are committed in the docs.
Yeah, from the Hadron repository. There is a GitHub pages thingy, so it's having all the components.
Okay. We host it from there. Okay, got you. All right, really nice.
It's quite simple, so it's nice for that. So
very little things change. Look, I click on it. Let's go really back. Yeah, something changes. This is really nice. Can we have something similar for Kairos? Should I have not bring this up?
Be careful what you ask for, man.
Don't give me things I like. Nice. All right.
So related to that, there is also now in the images themselves under user-lib Hadron, there is a components.json that has the name and version of the components in that image itself.
Oh, nice.
So
that's also pretty cool.
That's the first step in. We should probably try to sync both of these somehow. I think because they seem to be like different ones. Like this has everything, including the build tools, which is very nice. The one in the image only has whatever the image has, and the idea on that is to be able to send to 3B and all these scanners.
For this bomb.
Yes,
Nice.
bomb and letting them scan this and tell us the dependencies and if they are affected by CVE or not and whatnot.
Very cool, guys. I think this is key to what people are asking for with Hadron. Yeah.
By the way, do you collect everything you couldn't group in this other? Is it a whitelist? I mean, if we add a component, do we have to put it in a category ourselves, or will it automatically be listed in the other?
You go into other, so you have to.
Right.
There is a table, kind of. So you have to. I mean,
is this using the update CLI organization?
No.
Because it looks a bit like it, and that one is not. I mean, it was done by AI, so I don't think it's proper.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
No, it says from the Hadron Docker file. It already says it picks it from the Docker file.
Damn! So two different AIs, group them very, very similar.
Yeah, probably it read the
It's an underlying truth. There's an underlying truth they both detect. All right. I mean, there is room for improvement if we can consolidate somehow, but really nice. Actually, you could even put the sizes there. Something Itzhak added a script for, if I recall correctly, which shows you how the Hadron image grows.
So
maybe
now I'm
put the
trying
sizes.
to fix that because it's broken. Because I changed the image names, temporary names, so they don't hit each other. But now on your pull request to Hadron, you will see an image diff between main and your pull request. And I will be watching that. So don't add stuff. There is also in the main job now for Hadron, there is a kind of a tracker that will just track the image size to have a size history, let's say. So that records the existing sizes before, and so it should track it through time, let's say. Okay. So we know how it has grown.
Yeah. So you can blame people for growing Hadron. Okay.
Basically.
Thank you.
That's using a specific branch, which is size history. So if you want to get away with something, just delete that. And there is an SVG in there as well, and a CSV. So you will see it over time with a nice graph. And let me paste that.
Put it on Strava, man. Put it on Strava.
What? What's that?
You don't know what Strava is, okay?
No, I just know normal things.
Nice.
So I send the link in there. There is an MD that will get updated through time. Now it's plain because we haven't changed everything since there, but yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. I like it. Nice.
Yep. We have to speed up a bit. Sorry, we only have 1 minute and we haven't discussed any new tickets. So obviously we don't have enough time to discuss all of them in detail, but I want us to at least know where we pick stories from. So what I'm going to do now, because we don't want to stay here for another hour, please check the under review column and help as much as you can to close stuff. The reason I have Coco here is not because someone has to review it, is because we have to review actually hardware and pick it up. So I'm going to move it back because I will not pick it up this week because this is expensive hardware and I don't want to, rent hardware which is going to sit there until I'm back from vacation. So I'll only pick it up when we're back. We need bare metal to try Hadron on. So moving it back, the rest of them, we can discuss asynchronously unless someone wants to bring something up and raise any concerns or ask for I don't know, an urgent review required. Otherwise, I'm skipping. Are you all good to skip the discussion on these tickets? Okay.
Yep.
Feel free to ping people and poke them if you get stalled and delayed. So quickly in progress, like I said, did I say that? I think it was another call. So on mass, I tried stuff and that needs me to read another document on how the SpectroCloud side, the product side, did a fix on mass with Kairos. I have to read more, work in progress. This one is a really old ticket, the changing user IDs since 2024, I think, and lots of discussions. We pulled it in recently, 4 days ago, because we thought it is fixed by a bump to, which library was it? XPassWD lib.
Yeah.
And then it was reported it's not working yet. So we have to check again. And Chaka promised to bring this up on Monday, which needs we need to QA, which means we need the reproducing steps. Hopefully, it says minimal reproduction, so hopefully this should be enough for us to check. So it's under. Sorry, where is it? It's in progress. Does that mean someone is working on it?
No, I put it in there because of I don't know.
Do not forget.
Yeah, to go to the top.
So I'm putting it there then. Video creation for our interview. My work on Mars, let's put them together. I already did some work on the data source. I'm just not sure how to continue. That's what I was saying. And that's the YIP supporting the sorry, there are two tickets, the data source and the full mass support. It seems I should have picked up the first one first to try to make it work and then fix the data source. But anyway, now I've picked them both and worked in parallel. So this week we are working on the 4.2.0 release, just reminding to people watching the recording, which means we're picking stories from that one. Instead of trying to pick something here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask everybody to focus on stories from that release, and then I'm going to jump directly into the issues. I said, directly there, and see if there is something we need to also inject in the sprint, which is not part of the 4.2 release. I think, William, you mentioned you have stories. I see them here, all of them, I assume.
Yeah.
Do you want us to prioritize them now, or do you already have a clear idea of what the order should be? Any of these you need clarifications or discussion?
I'm working first on the bugs, and then I'm tackling the announcements. But I don't. For the moment, I'm good to go.
All right.
The only one is the nightly end-to-end. That I don't know if it's something that we want to do, but for the moment, that's not as big priority as the others.
All right. This is completely separate from CAPI, right? The provider Kubernetes. Okay.
This is provider Kubernetes. Yeah.
And that's your focus now. So this week you're working on this, not CAPI mostly, I assume.
I am doing some stuff on CAPIs as well this week. I want to tackle as much as possible this week because I will be off for a while, and I will be probably working on Kairos while I'm off. But I want to make sure I have everything in line.
All right, man. Docs are broken on mobile. Mauro, you added that an hour ago. Should we just pull it in?
That indeed. I think that one is
work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I also have underneath that some issues that are still open for AuroraBoot for the demos that I was working on. So I will try to pick that next because I still have those changes on my machine when I was doing the demo. By the way, people really like the AuroraBoot demo. I think it's worth polishing it and to have it ready any moment. It's an easy sell, if I could call it like that. And then you can jump into the details of how Kairos works, but at least people have a mental picture, which we didn't have before.
Yeah.
So great job bringing that up, Ettore. That was fantastic.
If you want, I can also set up some sort of workflow for you to demo Redfish.
That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Any upcoming event you have?
Now I can get you all sorted on just a virtual environment without breaking anything else. Nice.
Cool.
Okay. There was a bug that we mount. So when we're extracting output, if the mounts in Docker are read-only, it fails. There are already a couple of comments from Itzhaka, so this is already moving. Should I pull it in, or we keep the
Just pull it
conversation
in.
going until?
The fix is really easy. If Ray doesn't send it, I will just make the AI send it because it's a single line.
Yeah. All right. I'm putting that in progress then. 4 days ago.
Who's that guy
All right.
that's opening tickets?
Yeah. Too many tickets. Because we ran out of time, and Mauro, you already have a context. Can we say that you decide which one is urgent and pull it in?
Yeah, indeed. Don't worry. Like I said, I have some workarounds on my machine, so I will pick those first, and then whatever is left, I'll decide if it's urgent or not. Yep.
All right. So I'm skipping your recent tickets and let you pull in what you feel is important and urgent. And going down to see if we neglected someone from the community. It says it's all us. So either we pick them and we pick them and we fix them, or we pick them and we prioritize them in the to-do, or we skip them for this sprint and focus on two things. So if we are this one, I already replied there. It's okay. Yeah, this one we have seen before. So okay, from my side at least, I'm good with mass work. For this week, I'm not gonna pick up something bigger because I'm then gone. Mauro, you seem to have lots of tickets there in the list.
Sorry.
No worries, you can fix them. William said he's good with Kubernetes provider. And Itzhaka,
I got nothing, man. I will just pick up those 2 or 3 bugs that are around there, the user ID and something else, the extract file from ISO. Otherwise, I don't have anything.
Wanna check the how is it called? The 4.2. Here it is. I have it open. All right. Here's the list of things we need to do for the next release. So let's just agree which one could be picked up next. So.
Oh God! Support for in-memory boot. No.
For vacation anytime soon?
I'll probably be a bit off on Thursday. I'm going to see Limp Bizkit on Wednesday. So
that's not vacation, man.
But, I know, but I can't promise that I have to take a quick urgent vacation to sleep.
Yeah, okay. But there are some small stories like this one is spiky.
That one is already done. It's just waiting reviews.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I'll pick things from here then.
Yeah, I mean these are mostly bugs. This has a long discussion going on, and it was just blocked by a decision on whether we want to fix it or not. Because by fixing it, we would scan new configs. Maybe we would scan
change behavior.
So it's mostly about documenting and warning users than actually implementing. So it should be okay to fix. This one I already picked. Coco and NVIDIA not ready yet because we don't have Coco on bare metal yet. Consolidating docs, that's something you could ask AI to do it for you.
That's mostly done already. I think somebody from the community did it. It's just about checking the whole thing and making sure.
So yeah, maybe we can just pick up the small stories from here and clean it up so we'll get closer to releasing it. Okay. All right, guys. I think that's all we had. We are over time, 10 minutes. Anything else you want to bring up?
I put in Dimitris. Actually already left, but I put in the meeting a suggested time. If you guys can answer or propose something else, then I can set it up.
Nice. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.